Welcome back to my channel, The Need to Ride. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us, or joining me, because it's really a solo effort. Today I'm going to fix a flat tire that I found when I did my last video fixing a fuel leak on this motorcycle, my 2001 K1200 RS, aka the taxi cab. So today I'm going to show you a DIY method. It may not be something that everybody would do. It's a little barbaric, I will admit. I use big C-clamps to do it. So let's get out there and I'll show you how I replace the valve stem, the bad valve stem on my K1200. And hopefully you won't wince too much. All right, let's get out there. Okay, today, the last time we were working on this bike, we were working on a fuel leak. And these old bikes, you got to chase little nuisances down. Now I have a flat tire. I noticed it the last time I was working on it. And I tracked the flat tire down to being the valve stem. The valve stem is rotted out, I guess. So I've pushed the bike up, or I lifted the bike up just so I can move the wheel around. Normally guys would take the wheel off. I'm going to try to cheat. I'm going to take the fender off, give myself some room. But what we're going to use blocks of wood and C-clamps. And what we're going to do is we're going to be pushing on the tire, break the tire. So it gives me access to this. I'm only going to take the fender off to give myself a little room. Give me a little bit more tire access so I can break the bead. And once I break the bead, I can reach in there and pull that out and put a new stem in it. I did this before. I did it on the rear tire. I was going to do it on the front. But again, I didn't bother with it. I wasn't really all that worried about it, but the devil did come back and get me. And now that one's flat and it's broken. So we're gonna do that. And there you go. Now I've provided a lot more room to get to where I want to be. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that in there, but that's what's remnant of the valve stem. So I just got to pull that out and replace the other one. Now you can see it, I think. So that's got to come out. We'll show you that in a second. You see? And that's the valve stem. It's all dry rotted. It's the original valve stem from 2001. So we're going to put a new one in. And you can see I have the hole exposed now, so I can get in there with the new valve stem. We'll show you how we can do that. Shouldn't be too difficult. What I do is I put a little grease on the stem itself. So it's not too hard to put in. Wipe some of it off. You don't want to make a mess. What you do is you push it in here. And you grab it with a pair of pliers. And voila, it's on. And I just go around it to make sure it's seated, but it is. And I just put some tape around the pliers so I don't gall up the rubber. And you can see it's in there now. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna release everything. I don't really like the metal going against the tire. We'll see how I don't think I damaged the tire. It's not my preference, but I was fighting gravity here. Make sure that the rim is not damaged. Feels good. I don't feel any roughness. Let's take this guy off. You can feel it release. You feel the rubber all of a sudden just release. Gotta bring this back. Wouldn't damage my rim. Careful. You can see it's slowly coming back. Here it comes. And now it comes back. Then we'll put the pump on. What I really need is a high volume pump, which I don't have. But we're going to try this and see if it works. $40. See if this thing will work. And it's holding pressure. It's building. You should hear it pop. There we go. You heard it pop. But now we got to reduce the pressure. So you heard that bead pop right in there, right? So we'll bring it down to 40 pounds. Put some wax on it. Clean up my rim. And I'll be ready to put the fender back on. Look at my valve stem. Yeah, it's all good. Looks perfect. Yeah, I cheated a little bit. Not taking the tire off. I don't know if it was easier or not. Again, I was fighting gravity there. Dropping clamps and such. So, but I didn't have to take the whole tire off. The whole rim. But I think this tire's got pretty good tread on it. But it's gonna need a couple thousand miles from there. I'm gonna need a new tire, I think. Which I won't do. I'll bring it in to BMW. Have them do that. It's a little bit beyond what I can do in this garage. Everything else, don't tighten everything up. Just find out where it goes. Start nut or bolt or whatever you're trying to put on. Trying to give me a rough time. And this is 2 clamps that go behind it, so you gotta find it. Don't tighten everything up. That one was easy. This one wants to be a little bit more difficult. There's always one in the crowd, right? It wants to be difficult. I think I found it. Good. Careful not to over tighten it. Some people have a habit of over tightening things. And years ago, as a young engineer, we did some studies on torque and vibration, and you'd be surprised what little torque you need to have something stay seated and tight. We were down with I think it was a number 4 screw. We were down to like 2 pounds of force. And we put it through life testing. And I think it was, I forget the number. I think it was 8 G's or 10. Never loosened up. The point is, you don't need to over tighten things to make them sure they're tight. If you're not sure about it, put some Loctite on it. You're better off doing that than over tightening your fasteners. This one keeps falling out of my hand. So beautiful. I think we got it. Definitely better than going down to a shop and getting it done. It saved me a lot of time and the money. I mean, you know, money's money. You shouldn't spend money you don't have or don't have to spend. So, yeah, I know it looked pretty ugly, but you can see the tire isn't damaged. And neither is the rim. And you can see right there, anything that's on the rim was there before. I didn't add any more scuffs or scrapes to it, and the tire looks good. I don't see anything remnant. It still has the knobs on it, so I didn't kill the tire, though it looked very ugly. I get it. I'm sure a lot of you guys are wincing on that. You probably won't attempt that, but at the end of the day, this worked out pretty good. It took me an hour to do this. Where if I relied on someone else, take this thing apart, or call up a motorcycle shop to come pick the bike up, then take it, I wouldn't see the bike for days. That's why it's good to be able to do your own work. I'm not saying you gotta do the big work, but basic work, if you can do it, you're better off. And plus you get to know your motorcycle and you get to see things on your bike and you work on it rather than just riding it. So I encourage anybody, if you got any kind of mechanical acumen, you should work on your own bikes as much as you can. I know today's bikes are elaborate. You need all kinds of tools and software to even look at them, but the more you can tinker around your bike, change the oil, check on things, the better off you are, because you see things that need attention. So
Here's the name of the pair.